promise you.
Yep, I'm cooking up curry chicken right now and bulgur rice. We just supposed to know bulgur rice.
Of course. It's going to be cooking with Brad and Squeeze.
Maybe we'll come down to Jacksonville, Florida. She can cook for us, and we can help her with all her legal problems right over the table.
If you want to get your immigration questions answered on Skype, or if you want to find out if you're ready for your bona fide marriage interview with our all-new Bradified Marriage segment, just call 1-800-529-5465 and ask for one of our producers. That's 1-800-529-5465.
Hello! It's noontime, it's lunchtime, it's the Brad and Squeeze Show time, and we are back, and we're ready to rock and roll right here on the Brad and Squeeze Show, where we answer your immigration questions. All compliments to the law offices of Spahn Bernstein, and of course, Link Up Media Group.
And USA Credit Repair, which is part of Link
That's
Up
our
Media
sponsor.
Group. Isn't that part of Link Up
That is
Media
our sponsor. I mean, listen, in my opinion, I think they are truly, genuinely the best credit repair entity in the entire United States, but they only sponsor the show part-time, from what I heard lately. You know,
Yes.
But listen,
It's part-time.
who is watching? Everybody's watching at David Squeezaniki on Facebook, Brad H. Bernstein on Facebook, and Law Offices of Spahn Bernstein on Facebook, and quite a few other pages. But we got to remind you that 93.5 WVIP FM is out there, and you also should call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Start calling now. I promise you this hour we're going to go real fast. We're going to get to as many questions as we can. We're going to make the show be pumped, energized, energetic, everything. Let's just turn it up right now with a lot of follows, likes, shares, and we're going to mention Donald Trump lots of times and all of that. So, Brad, what's happening, man?
ICE is deporting immigrants, Squeeze.
Mr. Anchor.
They are deporting.
You are the anchor.
I am anchor man.
Yeah, you're the anchor man.
Yes, I am the newsman, the lawyer.
Are you from the North Pole?
I am from the South Pole. I'm just an angry anchor man from the South Pole.
All right, so what's happening
ICE is deporting people who show up for routine check-ins, Squeeze.
So tell me something I don't know.
Approximately 2.2 million people are on custody review, custodial supervision. And
more people being deported
and
again.
when they are showing up, out of those 2.2 million, only 94,000 actually have a criminal record.
I wonder if anybody could give us the stats as to how many people get deported to each country.
You can look that up on Google right now as we speak.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Googleable.
Right,
But only 94,000, Squeeze. Before you're looking that up, let me just tell you some statistics that I have right here on my card.
With my fingers. Go
All right, 94,000 people have criminal records of the 2.2 million on custody review, which means that they either have an order of deportation or they have a pending deportation case, but they are released and not sitting in jail. ICE is now arresting many of these people. They have not given a statistic yet, but just anecdotally, we have seen that as well here at Spahn Bernstein, but they have not given a statistic yet on how many people who are going in for custody review are actually getting arrested at their custody reviews. So you got to actually be very careful now when you're doing this stuff. More immigration news, Squeeze.
What else?
Americans are renouncing their citizenship at a record pace, giving up their citizenship. 26%.
By the way, folks, he didn't say announce. Renounce.
Renounce. 26% rise in 2016. A total of 5,411 people in 2016 gave up their U.S. citizenship. And most of them probably because they don't want to pay their taxes.
I know quite a few.
Right? So if you're no longer a citizen of the United States, guess who you don't have to pay taxes to? The United States. That's who you don't. Is my mic on here? Yes. Yes, it is. So what else is happening? Employers, Squeeze, when you go to interview somebody for a job, you can no longer ask what their salary history is in New York City. You cannot ask them what they are making at their prior job or their current job.
Whoa. BTF.
Yes.
Hold up. BTFU. You know what that means?
What?
BTFU.
What is that?
BTFU. But anyway.
What does BTFU mean? By the.
Yeah.
By the.
Back the. Okay.
Back the F up.
I didn't
All right,
say
so
that.
let me
I
back.
never said that.
All right, so let me. I didn't.
Hold
even
on.
know.
So you're saying.
So I am saying.
As an employer.
Correct. In New York City.
In New York City.
It is now illegal.
You walk into my office across the street.
Correct.
And you walk in, let's say, for an SEO job, search engine optimization position, engineer position, right? I can't say to you, how much did you make in your previous job?
Cannot.
I cannot.
Cannot.
I cannot.
Cannot.
Can I, in writing, request it from their company?
No. It is illegal, according to Mayor Bill de Blasio, who just signed this bill into law. You want to know why they're doing it?
Why can't I ask
Let me tell you,
potential employee how much they used to make?
Let me tell you what the theory is, whether this is correct or, I mean, we know this is correct, but whether this will solve the problem, I don't know.
That's
But de Blasio says,
I'm listening,
he is doing this to stem the discrimination against women and people of color who historically make less money than white men. What do you think?
Interesting.
I don't know if it will. I don't know. Similar laws are already enacted in Massachusetts, Delaware, Oregon, California, as well as Philadelphia, and for city employees in Pittsburgh and New Orleans.
Is this only for city employees or in general?
Everybody in New York City.
That's very interesting.
You ever fly on Southwest? They seem to be giving concerts now in the.
When I used to be in corporate America.
Yeah, Warner Music, country music, which is your favorite.
Yeah, sure
right?
it is.
Country music,
yeah,
Squeeze's
the country
favorite.
Of Jamaica.
No, country music. Squeeze has been known to put on a cowboy hat and go to a hoedown every so often.
No.
No hoedown.
No.
Hoedown, Squeeze.
Yeah. Go on. Proceed. Proceed.
So, Warner Music Nashville partnered with Southwest, and they're bringing live country music in the aisles of Southwest Airlines. So it is no longer free to walk around the cabin because you're going to bump into a country music. Can you imagine if you hate country music, like a guy like David Squeeze Anarchy would actually, look at this. Look at what they're doing. Imagine you're free to walk around the cabin. No, you're not free to walk around the cabin because there's a goddamn guy with a hat on playing his guitar. Shut the heck up already. Yeah, can you imagine? You're like, I just came back from this long business trip. I'm exhausted. And now all of a sudden I got to listen to some guy twang on his guitar? You know what we have to say about that? You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah?
I'm still trying to figure out how to do that.
Okay, more airplane news, Squeeze.
More airplane news.
Strangers caught in a, are we allowed to say fellatio? That's a legal term. A fellatio sex act on a Delta flight.
It's not an FCC regulated
And
word,
they are
so
going to be charged with felonies. 2 strangers were caught engaged in a fellatio sexual act on a Delta Airlines flight from Los Angeles to Detroit on Sunday night.
So you're saying...
Yes.
What is the crime?
It is, we're going to find out 1 second. A 48-year-old woman, a 28-year-old man.
And let me guess, the woman was giving the man a blowjob.
I guess so.
Okay.
And the woman allegedly performed, we use the word oral sex on the Brad and Squeeze show, Squeeze. Performed oral sex.
DJ is not a bad word.
Okay. She performed oral sex on the man while they were both in their seats. She asked him to strap in. This is what it is. Put the seatbelt on tight. And she said, all right, you're going on for a ride.
That's kind of crazy in front of people and everything, right?
Yeah, that's what, The man was flying to Detroit to catch a connecting flight to Miami. Little did he know he was going to catch a few other things as well. You like that? He caught more than a connecting flight, Squeeze. And FBI officials say the incident is being investigated, that the man and woman can be charged with misdemeanor or felony. Both were issued citations. The man left the precinct with a smile. The woman, not so happy.
So are you implying that it was a happy ending for the man?
That's according to the story. All right.
Interesting news here on the Brad and Squeeze show.
Interesting news here. This is actually a bad thing. You want to hear this?
I'm not so sure.
It's actually disgusting.
Then should we even talk about it?
I don't. It's gone viral, Squeeze. Like the what the guy caught on the plane.
Hey, that's allegation.
He also went viral, that story, in more ways than one. But
yeah.
But a Hartford student, Squeeze, was charged after boasting about contaminating her roommate's belongings.
How did that happen?
Let's see. After After the roommate felt unwelcome, Chanel Rowe saw a post on Instagram where her roommate Brianna Broku posted, quote, this is the post, and here's the student. This is the perpetrator. This is the perpetrator.
Okay.
After 1.5 months,
but it's a white girl.
Okay. After 1.5 months, spitting in her coconut oil, putting moldy clam dip in her lotions, rubbing used tampons on her backpack, putting her toothbrush places where the sun don't shine, and so much more, I can finally say goodbye to Jamaican Barbie. And this is the victim. They are students at the University of Hartford in Connecticut, and the 18-year-old Brianna Broku has been charged with intimidation based on bigotry or bias, which is a felony. She has been expelled from the University of Hartford.
So it's a racial
and
thing.
It sounds like it's a racial thing for sure. And now there's a viral video being posted all over Facebook. Chanel, who was the Jamaican girl, says that she has been sick in school all year. She has suffered extreme throat pain, and she is having difficulty speaking. And on other Instagram posts, this perpetrator, Broshu, suggested she somehow tampered with Chanel's eating utensils as well. Chanel said that school authorities tried to keep her quiet and told her if she spoke out about the situation, she could be removed from her campus residence. She believes that race was a partial factor in the school's response, speculating that if she were white and Miss Broshu were black, the investigation would have been more urgent. Her video catapulted her experience into the news with the hashtag Justice for Jazzy, Justice for Jay-Z, or Justice for Jazzy, Jazzy, based on the name she uses on Facebook being used to spread her story. And it's going viral.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah. That's gross.
It's.
She got it sick. She could have killed her.
She could have killed her. Yeah.
Killed her. You know, people see that stuff in movies. Not like there was this movie I think with the guy who was cheating on. It was what's the name of the movie?
I don't know.
There was 3 blondes were in it last summer. They did similar stuff to this guy who they caught cheating on. But that's a comedy. This is real life, Squeeze. That's the news, Squeeze. Blowjobs on airplanes. And a whole lot more.
A lot of disgusting stuff.
Racial discrimination. A lot of airplane news today. Country music. If I was on a Southwest, I think I would become an angry elf from the South Pole. Can you imagine you're on an airplane and you're like, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, the seats are cramped. I couldn't get my luggage in the compartment. They had to take the luggage off and put it underneath and give me a tag. And now I'm annoyed because I got to wait for my luggage at the conveyor belt for an hour and a half. And I would like a drink, but this, stewardess has not come around with a drink or a sandwich. We've been sitting on the tarmac for 2 hours. You know what? It's bad weather. The plane's bouncing everywhere. I'm holding on for dear life. Oh, look, a country music guy on his guitar. Wouldn't you become an angry elf and just really punch the guy in the face?
Yeah.
I would. I wouldn't suggest that anybody do that, but.
How come no one mentioned anything about the World Series?
Who's a baseball fan here? Astros won in 7. They won 5-1 yesterday after a very historic. There was one game where it went into extra innings. It was 13-12, something like that. Watched that game. Kept going back and forth. Pretty good game.
Saudi Arabia, which denies women equal rights, makes a robot a citizen.
Made a robot a citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, United States allows Portuguese water dogs and French bulldogs in. As many French bulldogs as want to come can come. But apparently, if you're a human being from Portugal or France, you may not be able to come. So, it's quite ironic, right?
Very.
I discovered that at the Pumpkin Halloween costume contest, Squeeze. Squeeze, are you here with us today?
I'm here. I'm just checking this out.
What else are you reading?
I'm just reading about the woman becoming a citizen. The robot, rather.
The robot has become a citizen.
Yeah.
But I heard women can now drive in Saudi Arabia. They just opened that up.
I think they're even having them fly airplanes also.
That I don't know, but I know they can drive cars now. All right, you want to do immigration?
Absolutely. The lines are blazing here. Once again, folks, got to remind you that what we do here is actually answer immigration questions. We kind of put a little bit of the news in it, put a little bit of humor in it, and sometimes a twist of just about everything, just to keep you all entertained while some others get their legal questions answered or their law questions answered by the attorney, Bradford H. Bernstein, who sometimes believe that he's a comedian. The number to call here is 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. My purpose on the show is just to be here to be good looking. Let's go. All right.
I mean, I'm glad you finally figured that one out.
Let's go to Brad Bernstein, who answers the immigration question. I will say this in a profound manner. To me, he is the best immigration, to me, and I'm disclaiming it. I can disclaim it. Best immigration attorney out there right now. All right? To me. All right? So let's go to the calls and let's see if that is true. 1-800-529-5465. Then later on, we'll come to some questions on social media. We've got a special segment sponsored by USA Credit Repair with Kim Moore. She's going to be asking your questions from social media. I'll chime in with a few from time to time with Mr. B.
Merrick.
Merrick,
Yes.
what's up?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Merrick.
Yes, I want to ask a question.
What's the question, Merrick?
My wife is filing for me and my daughter. My daughter's in Jamaica. I'm currently over here at the moment. But the thing is, my name is not on my daughter's birth paper.
Okay.
So I want to ask if I can put in the paper, some of the papers to immigration. I would have to put my name on her birth paper first before I do anything.
Were you married to the mom?
Yes. No.
Never married to the mom?
Not the mom in Jamaica.
Okay, so your daughter's mom you were not married to.
Right.
All right, so the answer is you putting on your name on her birth certificate when she's an adult proves absolutely nothing. Any man at 25, 30 years after the fact can say, I'm the father, and put the name on, and they'll put the name on it.
Yeah.
So that proves absolutely nothing. Eventually, what's going to happen is your daughter's going to, you are going to have to take a blood test, prove you share the same DNA. And at the same time, you're going to have to demonstrate that you were in your daughter's life from birth to 18, that you had a bona fide father-daughter relationship with this child. You were not an absentee father.
Right.
How do you prove that? Pictures together with your daughter. If you have proof that you paid some of her financial support, school records to show that you were the emergency contact, things of that nature to show that you were in your child's life. Otherwise, she's not going to be able to file for you. These are things that a good lawyer is going to help you with. I could almost tell you that I don't recall ever in my career, and I've been around for a while. I'm not as old as Squeeze, but I've been around for a while. Okay? I don't recall ever in my career seeing a father who is not married to a mother whose name was never on a birth certificate being able to prove both paternity and a bona fide relationship without the help of a good lawyer.
Okay, so you're basically saying that I can put in paper from over here because my baby is 2-year-old in Jamaica, but my wife is submitting my paper along with my baby paper, but they're separate. So we're saying that
what question did I just answer? I thought you just told me your daughter was filing for you. Did I just answer?
No. Sorry.
I just completely answered the wrong question, Squeeze.
No, man. Sorry.
What is it?
My wife.
Well,
I'm married to my wife.
One
over
second,
here.
Merrick. For those people whose children are going to marry, I mean, for those people whose children are going to file, and you weren't married to the mother, that's the answer. Now I'm going to answer Merrick's question. That's completely different. Okay, go ahead, Merrick.
Right.
Let's start again.
Right,
Merrick, you're on the air, Merrick. What can I do to help you?
Right. So I'm saying that I'm married to my wife over here. I'm currently married over here. I'm in the United States currently. My daughter is in Jamaica, and she's 2 years old, right?
Right.
Oh.
My wife is filing for me and her, but the thing is, my name is not on my daughter's birth paper. Reason to be, when my daughter born, I was over here.
Okay. So the answer is partly what I just said. Your wife's going to file a separate I-130 for your daughter, but because your wife is filing for her and not you, all you have to prove is that you are the biological father. You don't have to prove a parent-child relationship. So as long as you're the biological father, I'm sure they'll take a DNA test with your daughter in Jamaica. You here, yes, she's 2 years old. You should add your name, but adding your name to a 2-year-old 2 years after her birth is not going to prove that you're the father. They're still going to make you take the DNA.
Okay, so you're saying I can submit the documents. And
Submit the documents and be ready for a DNA.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And you guys doing a good thing, and I do appreciate it.
Thank you. Best of luck.
All right.
All right.
All right, once again, folks, this is the Brad and Squeeze Show, and of course, we're taking calls at 1-800-529-5465. By the way, do you know who Cardi B is?
Cardi B, the rapper?
Yeah.
Yep.
She has got one of the hottest singles out right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
She's in Jamaica.
Really?
Yeah.
Was she with you?
No, she's in Jamaica now.
Wait,
so
is she-
I'm not
is
there.
she going to-
I'm not there. She's there.
Is she going to Club Fiction?
I can't say.
You don't know? Maybe yes, maybe no.
I cannot say. She's at
Yes.
a beautiful
She's from
place
the Bronx.
in Jamaica. Beautiful place.
I right?
Yeah.
See, I know.
You know your stuff.
I know
huh?
my stuff. I know. I just know people from the Bronx. That's
Yeah,
basically
good.
like if she was like from Texas, I wouldn't know that.
You would know. Yeah,
Right,
I know a
but
lot of people from the Bronx.
I
too.
know a lot of people from the Bronx.
Yeah,
That's why I know she's
you
from the Bronx.
I grew up there, you know?
Yeah, I didn't grow up in the Bronx.
I know.
but I know a lot of people there.
Yeah, I know you do.
I grew up on an island, Squeeze.
Yeah.
It's called Long.
Was I the first person who brought you to the Bronx?
It's very possible. I don't recall being in the Bronx before
Ever
meeting you.
before I brought-
Yes.
before you met me, right?
Correct. I don't recall.
Like this dude brought me to the Bronx.
1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Vero. Vero.
Yeah, hi, Brad and Squeeze. How are you?
What's up?
Hey, good.
Good. I need to know what form is needed for humanitarian parole for medical reasons to come into the U.S.
I-131.
I-131?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's something you want to do by yourself.
Nope.
I
No,
don't- it's-
you're not going to get a humanitarian parole to come to the United States
By yourself.
by yourself. What is the humanitarian parole for?
Well, the father filed for the kid, but the kid, something is wrong with his foot. His sister just died,
Oh, wow.
and we don't want it to get that far that he have to pass away with with what's going on with him. So
All right, you're not. You're gonna need help. That's not filling out a form.
Right. Anthony,
not
hold the
something-
line, all right?
hold on.
Let's get this sorted out
Yeah.
for you. All right, let's go to Kingston, Jamaica.
That was Vero, by the way, not Anthony.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's go to Anthony, I'm sorry. In
Now we're
Queens.
gonna go to Anthony in Queens.
In Queens, and then we'll go to Kingston, Jamaica.
Okay, Anthony.
Anthony, in Queens, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's
you
up?
tell me, man, where you from, Anthony?
Queens.
I'm from Jamaica originally, man.
Originally.
Originally
That's-
from Jamaica.
He knew exactly what I meant.
Transplanted to Queens.
Yes.
How have you been?
Queens.
Are you been in Queens or Jamaica
Immigrated
longer?
to Queens.
Queens, Jamaica. I live in Rosedale.
He lives in Jamaica, Queens, Squeeze.
All right, no
That's
problem.
what he's saying.
What's happening, Anthony? What's your question for Bradford H. Bernstein?
Well, I was on the phone for a while, and I got cut off, and I just got called back, and you guys take a long time to get to me, but I figured that you have a lot of people before me, so
You just
that's all
burned
right.
up 60 seconds, man. I could go on with your question. What's the question?
What?
Tony?
Everybody has complaints today.
Yeah, I want to know, because I'm a permanent resident here. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my wife still together and stuff. But I want to know. I want to send in my papers so I could get my my citizenship. But I want to know if I could do it, because I think they're gonna need my marriage certificate and the immigration. They got all of my marriage certificate. So should I have to send to Jamaica to get one, or I could do so without
No, just
it? I don't know.
do without it, and you can bring a marriage certificate to the interview, your citizenship interview in like 7, 8, 9 months from now.
So I could file for my citizenship without a certificate.
Without it, yeah, just bring your marriage certificate to the interview. Go. In other words, file your citizenship. You don't need your marriage certificate to file for your citizenship. You may need it for the interview. And just word to the wise in the future: never submit an original document to immigration. You never get it back. Submit copies.
Yeah.
Submit copies and bring originals to an interview.
Okay, so I could go for it.
Yeah, file your citizenship and just request another one from Jamaica. You'll get it before your interview.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all.
All right. He
Once-
waited online all that time, and I gave him some good advice, Squeeze. It was worth it.
Yep.
You want to go to Kingston, Jamaica, West Indies?
That's where I wanted to go. Maybe I'll go there later.
Maybe you should go to Kingston, Jamaica, West Indies later.
Why don't you come with me?
No.
Why is it every time I say that to you, dude?
No.
Let me just tell you something, man. If you come to Jamaica, Kingston, because we have been to Montego Bay together, but if you come to Kingston, it's been the best time of your life.
With you.
Yeah, seriously. All right, let's go to Kingston,
Let's
Jamaica.
ask. Hello? Hello? Kingston, Jamaica, you're on the line. Kingston.
All right, let's go to line 1, another Kingston, Jamaica. Long distance call. And put that one on hold.
Janice from Kingston, Jamaica.
Janice, how are you?
I'm good.
Janice, before you ask Brad your question, I am telling Brad that he should go to Jamaica, or come to Jamaica with me tonight. Wouldn't he have a great time in Kingston?
Yes, man.
You can go up to Moscam.
Yeah, Janice, I usually don't like to travel with men.
You're not. It's traveling.
It's
you
traveling,
can go to
yeah.
fiction also, right, Janice?
Yes, man, cool.
Have you ever been to fiction?
I have never been to
Yes,
fiction.
Yes, we can come get some of the sunshine. And, you know, this is coming on to a weekend. You can go up to New Kingston, enjoy yourself, Mass Camp, and some party, some good old party.
You hear
Okay,
that?
so there's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do in Kingston.
There's a lot. I mean, I'd rather go with Janice. Will you take me around?
Yes, man, I will.
She'll take me around. She's a nice
All right,
woman.
no
All right, because she'll take me around. I'll
I
answer
was
your
only
questions.
inviting on a private jet, but it's okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Janice, what's your question?
Yes, my mother came up last year. She came back 3 months before the 6 months. What time can she return back up to the States?
Well, she came on a visitor's visa. She stayed for 6 months. I would stay out of the country well over a year before she comes back, maybe closer to a year and a half.
Yes, and for me now, my daughter is doing filing for me, and I have 2 children. One is 14 and one is 6 years old. They say, how long she told me that she cannot put their name on the filing because it will take at least 12 to 13 years. Is that true?
Wait a second, Janice. I have a question for you. You said your mom came up on a visitor's visa for 6 months and she went home, and then you wanted to know how long she has to stay back in Jamaica, and I said a year and a half, and then your next question was, my mom just filed for me. How did your mom?
My daughter.
Oh, your daughter. Excuse me. I apologize. Your daughter filed for you. You have to list your children, but they're not going to be included on the case. So you're going to come up to the United States with your green card, and then you're going to turn around and file for your kids. It'll be about a year and a half.
Okay. But it would take me a year and a half before I can get them.
Correct. After you come.
Okay. Thanks much,
You're
and have a good day.
You too. Very nice.
Once again, folks, the Brad and Squeeze Show. Someone's saying, I believe it's Stacey, that's saying if you go to Jamaica, you probably don't want to come back.
It's very true.
Yeah, so
It's very true.
Start soaking up the sun.
You know when you
eating lobster,
when you have
fish.
you know what, when you have a couple of dollars in your
Skyping in for the show.
Squeeze, when you have a couple dollars in your pocket.
Couple
bucks in your pocket.
Couple means, right?
What? $2.
All right.
When you got $2, that's $3 in your pocket. $4.
$4 in your pocket.
More than a couple dollars. If you have more than a couple dollars in your pocket and you go to paradise, why would you leave? Right?
It's a good point.
You only leave when you run out of the couple dollars in your pocket.
That's true.
I know me.
Yeah.
I know me.
I know me too.
That's why we would be Skyping in from the beach every day.
I can see you now with one of those drinks with a pink umbrella in it. Anyway, let's go to Nikki Brown. Good afternoon. My mom is a green card holder, and I filed for my sisters in 2013. They were 18 and 20 then. The younger is here now, but the older is still in Jamaica. She got a letter stating that
Yes.
That was it. I guess Nikki fell off the planet.
She fell off the planet.
Sorry.
All right, so why don't we do this?
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about... Okay, so why don't we talk a little bit about USA Credit, and then and you got to stay tuned, because we did a whole thing with David Moreno on weed, Squeeze.
On weed?
Weed.
As in ganja?
As in ganja.
As in cess?
I don't know what cess is.
As in sensamea?
Sesamea? Is that like a type? Is that like a type?
Skunk?
I don't know. I don't know.
Ganja?
I don't know, but we got a really good weed.
Marijuana?
Yes, we got a really good weed segment coming up on marijuana laws, what to do, how to do it.
Sensei.
Isn't that from the Karate Kid? Yes, sensei.
No, sensei.
Yes, sensei.
Weed. Ganja. Yeah.
You know what Peter Tosh said?
What?
Legalize it.
All right.
Don't criminalize it.
What do you know about Peter Tosh?
I know he said to legalize it and not criminalize it.
Let me find out.
Huh? All right, so let's do a USA Credit, and then we're going to go to legalize it, don't criminalize it.
Carol Anderson is a smart ass, folks.
What'd she say?
You sound like yourself this afternoon, Squeeze.
Exactly. He was not himself yesterday. He was an angry elf from the South Pole yesterday.
Call me elf one more time.
He was now back in the North Pole.
All right, so listen up. USA Credit Repair. Right now, 27 minutes before the hour, we got a great piece coming up on weed, ganja, sensimea, skunk, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Legalize it, Peter Tosh said, and years later, decades later, they're legalizing it. So right now, before we get to that weed segment, which I want everybody to start texting, reposting, and letting everybody know we got a weed segment coming up right here in the Brad and Squeeze Show. It's all about the cess right now. You get it?
Yes.
Light it up, okay?
Yes.
No, don't. Okay? Right now, people, just got to let you know that this segment is brought to you by USA Credit Repair, okay? And not that we're saying USA Credit Repair has anything to do with weed or anything. We just have a piece on weed.
Yes.
Very interesting piece, too. But listen, everybody that calls up USA Credit Repair right now before 1 o'clock, I will ensure that they work on your credit absolutely free. It's not a gimmick, it's not a joke, and they will work on your credit for 30 days. So many of you with the late payments, many of you went to Macy's, you got turned down, you went to the Victoria's Secret, you had to put the lingerie back. Yes, you couldn't even buy the lower piece of the lingerie. Why? Because you got declined on your credit, okay?
You only got the upper piece of the lingerie.
You didn't even get the upper piece.
You got neither one.
So you're going to have to walk around, you know how. Listen, the reason why you're getting declined, you got bad credit. So why not get it fixed right now? So everybody out there who would like to get good credit, get a nice, flashy car, okay, all you got to do right now is call up USA Credit Repair. Let them work on your credit for free. The number to call right now, everybody call up this number, is 1-800-872-7177. Remember, we got the weed segment coming up, so don't you go anywhere. Don't you flip the channel. The channel.
I don't know what you're saying.
1-800.
I'm letting you free flow.
7177. That's 1-800-872-7177. WeFixBadCredit.com. We will fix your credit regardless of race, creed, color, religion, ethnicity. I don't care. Your sexual orientation. We'll fix your credit at USA Credit Repair. 1-800-USA-7177. That's 1-800-872-7177. Call now. They'll work on your credit absolutely free for 30 days. 1-800-872-7177. But you got to call before 1 o'clock. What else, Brad?
And there you got it, Squeeze.
The
USA
sponsor of the weed
Credit.
segment.
USA Credit, our very proud sponsor here at the Brad and Squeeze Show. Call them right now, 1-800-872-7177. As Squeeze said, 30 days absolutely for free. So what happens, Squeeze, and why we're doing this weed segment, it all started because David Moreno, you know, he's our criminal defense lawyer.
Good.
He went to Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
And I was talking to him on the phone from Amsterdam, and I said, "Hey, Moreno, what's happening with the weed over there?" I mean, and he says, "Brad, I don't smoke weed." You know, he got all. I said, "Well, isn't it legal there?"
I don't smoke weed.
And I go, "Isn't it legal there?" He goes, "No, not really." I go, "Really?"
He says, "What?"
He said, "No, it's not really legal there." So I said, "You know what? When you come back, but even though it's very prevalent there." So I said, when you come back, it would make a really great segment to talk about weed laws of Amsterdam, weed laws of New York, and what to do if you get caught with weed. So watch this.
All right, check it out.
Marijuana is big in the news these days. There's many states, Colorado, Washington, many states have legalized marijuana on a state level. It is still illegal on a federal level. Spar and Bernstein's criminal attorney, David Moreno, he's also a former district attorney here in Manhattan. He is also rated one of the top 100 lawyers in the United States. He just got back from Amsterdam. So we thought since you just got back from Amsterdam, it would be a good time to bring you here because you have had such a great experience not only prosecuting marijuana cases, but now defending marijuana cases. And what a juxtaposition it is being in the Netherlands, where many people believe that marijuana is absolutely legal, not only to smoke on the streets, but to deal and dispense as you want. So, David Moreno, was there a big culture shock, you know, coming from a state of New York where marijuana is illegal, it's also illegal on the federal level, going to the Netherlands where it's completely tolerated?
Absolutely. I've never seen anything like it. The amount of tourism that is centered around the marijuana industry in the Netherlands is actually staggering. I personally wasn't there for that reason, but you know, if you look in the gift shops, there are marijuana-themed bracelets and keychains and hats and shirts, and there's a coffee shop practically on every single corner. And these coffee shops are, you know, the hubs where people indulge in marijuana and cannabis in every shape and form, you know, both edible and smokable in the Netherlands.
So is marijuana legal in the Netherlands? It's legal to smoke it on the street? It's legal to sell marijuana on the street?
So I don't fancy myself as an EU lawyer. However, it's my understanding of the law that in the Netherlands, you're not actually allowed to smoke marijuana in public. It is tolerated in the coffee shops, and it's supposed to remain there, which is their premise, or the thought behind it is that they're kind of controlling it by keeping it in the coffee shop, a controlled environment. I personally didn't see folks walking down the street, smoking a joint. It wasn't my first time in Amsterdam. But before I went there, I had assumed that it would be a situation where people were walking down the street smoking marijuana in open view.
Well, according to the statistics from Amsterdam, and these are the statistics that we have here on the Brad and Squeeze Show, they have a law called the Open Society Global Drug Policy Program, where the Dutch, in Amsterdam and all of the Netherlands, they have absolutely, virtually eliminated any arrest for possession of marijuana. There are only 19 arrests per 100,000 people in the Netherlands, and in New York City, 17,672 arrests in 2016 for marijuana. What do these statistics tell you, David?
Tells me a lot of things. First off, obviously in New York, the crime rates are a little bit higher. We're more of a densely populated city. In Holland specifically, the crime rate is so low. I actually learned when I was out there that they're using their prisons as fright houses, as a haunted house, or business offices, because they can't fill them. The police presence there is also significantly lower. In New York City alone, there are more than 10,000 police officers within the 5 boroughs. And I think that number actually might be closer to 20,000. So that plays a big role in it.
So basically, if you say there's 17,672 arrests for marijuana possession in New York City, and there's only about 25,000, there's an arrest for almost every cop on the beat in New York City. Now, that doesn't mean every cop arrests one person, but I mean, those are staggering statistics, especially when a majority of those arrests are just for burning marijuana in open public. It's not people with garbage bags full of marijuana in the back of their car. You want to touch on what the demographics of the arrests look like here in New York City? Is that a problem that we're seeing?
Yeah, it's readily apparent from being in the courthouses. A lot of the marijuana arrests, in New York City, involve younger people. Your teenagers, your young adults. There has been an ACLU study that said that in this country, black and brown people are arrested for possession of marijuana at a significantly higher rate than their Caucasian counterparts, and a lot of that has to do with some practices that have been frowned upon in recent years. Your stop and frisk in urban areas. A lot of the marijuana use in the city, where there's less places for these young people to congregate, is more readily available. There are a lot of cops in the urban areas. They're policed a little bit more strict. So there is a little bit of a disparity.
Well, these are the statistics. And I don't think this would be shocking to you, both from being a district attorney and also from being a defense attorney. In New York City, 46% of the people arrested for possession of marijuana are black. 39% of the people arrested for marijuana are Hispanic. That is almost 90%. 9 out of 10 people arrested for possession of marijuana in New York City are brown-skinned or black-skinned. Only 10% of the people arrested for marijuana are white. I don't have statistics on marijuana use, but I would find it very hard to believe that only 10% of the population that uses marijuana or smokes marijuana is white. Is this a direct result from stop and frisk, and is this a direct result from uneven laws being executed on by the cops?
Absolutely. I'm not sure there's any other answer in this situation. These numbers are staggering. I actually, read in preparation for this segment that, across the country, black and white people smoke marijuana at about the same rates. So for them, to be arrested or charged or prosecuted at a significantly different rate is very alarming.
Is marijuana considered a controlled substance?
So actually, in the penal law in New York, marijuana is articulated and designated individually apart from the rest of the quote-unquote controlled substances, the narcotics. In the penal law, marijuana is articulated as marijuana, and when you look for a reference as to what they're referring to a concentrated cannabis. That's what they refer to as marijuana. Your controlled substances in New York are your heroines, your cocaine, your MDMA, those sort of things.
Is there a big difference in terms of sentencing, whether it's a controlled substance or more of a cannabis?
Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
Well, if it's a cannabis in New York City, first of all, in New York City, marijuana is largely decriminalized. What that means is not that it's legal or not that you won't get arrested. What it means is if it's your first arrest, your second arrest, first time being caught, cops will look to give you what's called a DAT, a desk appearance ticket, where you won't be taken to a precinct to be processed and then eventually taken down to arraignments to be booked and possibly spend a night in jail. You'll be giving a ticket, which is a summons, and you'll have to report to a criminal court or these courthouses we have in New York City that prosecute these summonses for a later date. If they give you a desk appearance ticket, it's likely that you're being charged with the marijuana violation, which in New York City is a 22105. That is not a crime, and it's only punishable by a fine and a possible small amount of jail time. If you have marijuana in public view, you're smoking a joint on the street, or you're holding marijuana in any form in public view that the police can see, you're going to be charged with a misdemeanor. If you're charged with a misdemeanor, you're going to go through arraignments and the criminal process the same way any other person that's charged with a criminal case in New York City would be.
Where do you start seeing people charged with felonies for marijuana?
Well, that all depends on what you're doing with the marijuana. When you're looking at people that are trafficking it, individuals that have large amounts, and what you consider a large amount in criminal case may not be what the general public considers a large amount. But you start looking at marijuana felonies, when you start getting to 8 ounces. 8 ounces is where you start looking at felony weight of marijuana. I mean, most police officers, even if it weighs out at 8 ounces in New York City, based on my experience, they're not going to start you there on a marijuana arrest. They're really not looking to do that. When we start talking about the larger amounts, we're talking about pounds. I mean, those are the situations where I've seen people charged with felonies.
Where do you see people getting arrested most? Are you seeing them, getting arrested in their cars, walking down the street, drug busts, clubs? Where are people getting arrested for drugs these days?
I can specifically tell you with marijuana in New York City in these last few years, most of the marijuana arrests have happened close in proximity to arrests for other nefarious behavior. You get arrested for DWI and they search you, incident to the arrest, and you have some marijuana on you, they'll add the charge on there. So most marijuana arrests arise out of other conduct, but if we're talking about specific marijuana arrests and where those derive from, it's generally folks on the street, right outside of clubs. A lot of people, from what I've seen, will be outside of a club, and instead of smoking a regular cigarette, they'll be smoking marijuana in New York City. And there's a cop on every corner here. And if they see that, they're going to arrest you.
Let me ask you a question. Somebody gets arrested, marijuana possession.
Okay.
What questions are you asking them right off the bat that you need to know to defend them?
First question I'm asking them is, how was the marijuana recovered, right? I think that's the most critical and vital question at that point, because, in a case like this, if it's a situation where they have marijuana in their backpack or in their pocket or somewhere in their car, the search becomes absolutely relevant, because we're talking about constitutional rights and constitutional protections. And while you have marijuana on you, and that's illegal, you do have a right to be free from unreasonable and unlawful searches. So the first question I'd want to know right off the bat is, where was the marijuana? How did the cop find it? The next thing I'd ask them is, what did you say to the police? Did you tell them, oh, this is marijuana, or this is a joint, or when they asked whose this is, did you say this is mine? Because a lot of times, these questions seem simple enough, but it is very true. What you say can and will be used against you.
So if you are accused by a police officer on the street, okay, and you have marijuana in your possession, it's a fact, it's there in your pocket or whatever, whether they gained it through a legal search or an illegal search, what would you advise people to say to a police officer, if anything?
Well,
when they start asking you questions?
the first question I would ask, I would advise a potential client or someone that's in the situation to do is first interaction with the police officer. You should say, why am I being stopped? And then the very next question should be, am I free to go? If the cop says you're not free to go, the next question should be, am I under arrest? If you're under arrest, the next words out of your mouth should be, I want a lawyer. Can I speak to my lawyer? That is the best way to protect your rights when you're out in public. If you're in your car, if the cops say, can you search your car, you have the right to refuse that. You have that constitutional protection. You should politely say to the police officers, always be polite. There's no reason to, take a nasty tone or escalate a situation. No, I understand I have a right to say no to this. If you like to search it, you can get a warrant. You don't really need to explain, what's in there. If they ask if there are any illegal substances in there, the answer should always be no, or just don't answer.
And I think one of the points that I want you to really nail on for everybody out there, there's a big difference between having a nice disposition with a police officer and being cooperative with a police officer. You don't want to be overly cooperative with a police officer, meaning that you don't want to say things that you don't need to say, but at the same time, you want to be nice.
You don't want to be nasty. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help the police officer. If it puts him on a defensive, it can lead to an escalation.
What I always told people for years, at least certainly in New York City, is smoke inside, then walk outside, if that's what you want to do. But don't walk on the street in open public smoking, because even though it's not the priority of the police, they're not going to let you get away with it in a lot of neighborhoods.
Well, first off, they're going to look at it as a sign of disrespect, right? It's still illegal in New York City, whether or not it's decriminalized. But if you're walking down the street smoking an illegal substance and there's a police officer sitting in his car, he's going to take that as open disrespect.
Last question before I let you go, because I know you got to get to court. Someone gets arrested for marijuana, they get brought down to the police station. What's the one and only thing they should be doing? The one and only thing you should be doing anytime you're arrested or brought to a precinct is asking for a lawyer. Let a lawyer navigate the problem for you. Let them help guide you through the process. This is what we're here for. We're experts on this topic and obviously a lot more serious criminal topics. Anytime you're brought down to the police station, it only will help you to have someone that is experienced to deal with it. When you're brought to the police station, you should be only saying two things. I want a lawyer, and I want to get my phone out, and I want to call David Moreno, my criminal defense attorney, Brad Bernstein, the lawyers here at Spar and Bernstein. Thank you very much, David. I appreciate it. Very informative. Thank you, Brad. All right.
We are back. That was so enlightening. Wow, what a segment. I love that segment.
You didn't like the weed segment?
I love the weed segment.
I thought it was very interesting.
That's the most weed I've ever had. 15 minutes of weed. And I want to say thanks, all right?
You had 15 minutes of weed.
I mean, I thought I would get high. But as you can see,
you know what? That weed segment
I am low.
Squeeze said I'm a little numb from all this weed.
That's the first time I've ever seen weed got anyone low. I thought I'd be like high.
All right.
So I'm saying I'm high right now, but I went low.
All right. So want to do social media check-in?
All right, yeah. Let's do some social media questions. Once again, folks, it's the Brad and Squeeze Show. Seriously, we do answer immigration questions. We want to remind everybody the number of the law firm. If you've got personal injury situations, criminal defense, tax law, family law, and obviously immigration, call now. Book an appointment to see one of the attorneys. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. The same number for the law firm, the same number you call on the air. But I think it's time for us to get to the social media check-in with Kim Morse.
Where is
somewhere
she?
In the world. Where in the world is Kim Morse?
See if we can hear her on her first words.
Did you get high off of the weed segment?
I did. 15 whole minutes is a bit much for me.
15 minutes of weed. Wow.
Yes.
My tolerances can't take it.
All right, let's do rapid fire.
Let's do that.
Are we going back and forth, or is this all me?
No, we're going to go back and forth, Kim.
Perfect. Okay. Stacey Ann on Facebook would like to know, my son's father is filing for him from Jamaica. He's 19 years old. His dad already started the process and received a receipt number. How long will the filing take? If his dad's name was added on his birth certificate only 5 years ago, are they going to ask him to do a DNA test?
They will ask him definitely to do a DNA test. They're also going to ask for proof of a bona fide relationship between a father and a child. He is going to get about a 3-page or 4-page request for further evidence. I have rarely seen people be able to get those cases approved without a good lawyer. Call us. Squeeze. Rapid fire.
No, let her go.
Oh, I thought we were going back 1-1.
No, let her go.
No, keep going.
Keep going, Kim.
Okay. Micah on Facebook would like to know, I'm an F1 student out of status. Does working without permission bar me from getting a green card even though I'm now eligible?
Well, it depends who's sponsoring you. If you're married, no, it's not a problem. If you're getting sponsored on a job and you violated your visa status, it's a problem. If you're getting sponsored by a family member and you violated your visa status, it's a problem unless you're 245I and can pay a penalty fee. It depends on your particular circumstances.
All right. Can I get back to Nikki Brown?
Yeah.
From earlier? All right. Nikki Brown says, good afternoon. My mom filed for my sisters in 2013. They were 18 and 20 then. Okay, the younger is here now, but the older is still in Jamaica. She got a letter referring to the older one that her case was abandoned because of the change of address. She had just, see more, she wrote a book. And
so the answer is
she had just started filing for them a couple of months before she got this response from them. The same address was used when filing.
All right, so the answer is we have to contact the Immigration Service, see if we can revitalize that case. If not, you can refile again, request the old priority date so she doesn't.
So this is something that you can
something
definitely
we can
handle.
absolutely handle.
Okay, our next, Kim?
Nana on Facebook on Brad H. Bernstein would like to know if one gets EAD/AP after filing their affidavit of support application, does it mean all background checks have been completed?
No. EAD/AP, the ABC. EAD is employment authorization document, AP is advanced parole. Just got to understand that, Squeeze.
All right.
You're up.
I'm not a lawyer.
Squeeze, question.
All right. Okay, I'm a 10-year green card holder. I filed for my minor daughter. It's a minor daughter from January. I heard from them in February, and it is not yet approved. How much longer do I have to wait?
In January, your daughter will be here sometime in 2019.
2019. Okay. All right, Kim.
Brad, I've got one of your favorite questions here. I'm an individual who overstayed their visitor's visa. How can I adjust my status?
Oh, it's the form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's always the form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Squeeze.
There's no such form.
There is no such form as the 1, 2, 3. I have no idea how to. You got to come in for a consultation. All right.
Once again, folks, the number to call is 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Make sure when you call, you say you're calling in reference to the Brad and Squeeze show and book your appointment. All right, Andrew Ware, filing for my son with only 6 months in his passport. What happens if this time it's not enough? I don't know what that means.
That means if he's overstayed his time here. I don't know. I don't know how old your son is. I don't know what your status is. We need to know more information.
Andrew, you got to link up, man. 1-800-529-5465. If you're outside of the country, +1, that's very important, 212-227-8933. That's +1 212-227-8933. Next, Kim.
Shine on Facebook would like to know, my husband did his biometric in May to remove the conditions on his green card. We haven't heard anything back yet. How long does it usually take?
Over a year.
Okay.
So it makes sense.
Keep going.
Until Squeeze interrupts you.
Gweldy.
Yep.
Gweldy would like to know, what's going to happen to the people who have TPS in January?
Only Donald Trump knows. You better figure out what to do in the next 2 months. But the Haitians with the TPS, it's going to expire. What is Trump going to do? Is he going to go and arrest them all? You know, it's 1 million people or something close to that. I don't know.
Bino would like to know...
Bono from U2?
No, it's Bino, B-Y-N-O-E.
Okay. Bino, okay.
This is actually very similar to a question you just answered. What can an individual do who's overstayed their visitor's visa?
Figure out a way to get a green card, go to a good lawyer. That's the first step.
Dino would like to know, and I think he asked this yesterday, if I'm red flagged, should I have to fear to travel outside of the U.S.?
Yes.
Do we know what red flagged means?
No, it seems to be some sort of Facebook lingo that says that you're on some lookout list. So if you're on a lookout list, yeah, it's not safe to, they're looking for you, obviously. Red flag means they're looking for you. Okay.
Right. I feel like
No.
Yes, that's what red.
No.
Right.
Red flag does not mean
red
that.
flag means that.
Really now?
Yes.
I don't know what you're red flagged from, but it doesn't seem
Red
right.
flag means red flag. Alert. I'm looking for you.
No.
Right. And then if you're green
Red flag means everything is okay.
And, you know, if you're green flagged, that means I'm green flagged. That means you can go.
You go through customs.
Right. If you are yellow flagged, that means you can go through customs, but proceed with caution.
I just see someone.
Just proceed with caution. If you got the yellow flag, just proceed with caution. Slow down as you're going through the line. All right. What else? What else?
All right, let's squeeze it and go. We got to wrap. As a matter of fact, we got to wrap it up.
We got to wrap it up. We got to go.
Thank you all so much for being a
Thank
sport,
you.
ladies and gentlemen. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's the number. Call. This has been a great show. All right. Catch up with you tomorrow live at 9 on the Brad and Squeeze Show. The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spahn Bernstein Law Firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spahn Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spahn and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465.